And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning in to the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's an every kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No! I am your host. Write down our telephone number. You're going to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. Here's a story many of you sent to me. I'm going to read it from the MSNBC website. Dateline, Stockholm, Sweden. A Swedish court of appeal sentenced a 27-year-old man to 18 months in prison. I hit the burp button there. Sorry. You know, for years I did this show. I was alone in a room and nobody knew what I was doing in there. Now they're all in here with me. They know what buttons I'm pressing. They know what I'm doing. My God. Anyway, it says here a Swedish court of appeal sentenced a 27-year-old man to 18 months in prison for trying to make his girlfriend miscarry by mixing abortion pills in her food. Serious story here. I don't want to be. Want to make sure we give this all the weight and gravity it deserves. The man, who was not named for legal reasons, had his jail term increased from a previous 1-year sentence set by a district court in June. In its ruling, the Court of Appeal for Western Sweden found the man guilty of aggravated assault for attempting to make his girlfriend of 8 years miscarry by giving her a yogurt containing 3 ground-up pills. And if you go to the yogurt shop, go to Pinkberry and get one of those mix-ups, mash-ups, whatever. Yeah, I'd like some M&M's, some Heath bars, and a couple of RU-486s stuck in there. The sentence also included a more minor count of assault. The court document said, does this sound like a familiar story? The court document said the woman had decided to have the baby even though he felt he was not ready to be a father. The man ordered some pills on the internet and fooled his doctor into prescribing others for another condition. Wait a minute. What? What other uses are there for RU-486? What other abortion drugs are there? What are you talking about here? Yeah, I've got this nagging knee injury, doctor. Could I get some RU-486 for that? Says here the woman ate the yogurt and suffered severe stomach pains and vaginal bleeding. When she later realized what she had eaten. By the way, how did she realize what she had eaten? That tastes like an abortion pill. She decided to have an abortion, fearing that the fetus had been damaged by the pills. The defendant's lawyer, Lars Boberg, said his client would most likely appeal the ruling. Now, I already have several letters about this story. Here is one from a listener named Aaron. Aaron writes in and says, at least the guy was successful. 18 months in jail beats 18 years of payments to a young lady that you were deciding whether or not to spend more time with any day. He said, I have a sneaking suspicion that in the USA, this poor guy will be doing some major time. Maybe if a man's desire to opt out of fatherhood was accounted for in law, women wouldn't find themselves drugged or taking a nasty fall down the stairs nearly as often. He says, have fun with this. When's the last time we heard that, Gary? Right before we went to court. Here's another one. Hi, Tom and all the guys. This just in from Sweden. A man was given 18 months in prison for spiking his girlfriend's yogurt with abortion pills. Let me think on this. 18 months versus 18 years of her making this man's life absolute hell. They didn't go into the details of how she got pregnant, but given all that you've taught us, number one, he's a moron for not using a condom or other forms of birth control. Number two, he must be a lister because of what he did. Well, he must be listening on the internet because this is Sweden. You've done stories on this in the past. Now let's get down to how this is all evaluated, and it's quite clear, says the letter writer. He gets 1 month of prison for each month he would have had to pay. That's right, 1 month of prison for each month he would have had to pay child support if the laws are the same in Sweden. So here's a question for our guys. If it meant getting 18 months in prison, would you do the same thing? He says, I think I would opt for the 18 months versus the 18 years of hell the woman would put me through. How would you vote? And he asked to remain anonymous. So we've had more than one letter writer, and there's other letters. I haven't gotten to all of them, but we only have a certain amount of time here. Pretty much saying the same thing. That's a very interesting question. If the penalty were 18 months for slipping abortion pills into, your girlfriend's pot roast or her pinkberry or whatever, would you take the 18 months in prison over 18 years of having to pay child support? Which would you choose?
Tom. Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Okay. So my question for you is, if you were going to get 18 months in prison for slipping your girlfriend who got knocked up an abortion pill or something that would cause her to miscarry, would you take 18 months in prison or 18 years of paying child support? It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. This is Aaron on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I just wanted to comment on the story. My only issue is as far as the moral implications of inducing an abortion in somebody without somebody's consent. I think that deserves jail time.
Well, you understand that men become parents without their consent.
I think that's what you have to risk when you're having sexual intercourse with somebody.
Well, but again, there are risks also when you say, you're going to be a father no matter what. You're going to live up to your responsibility. This is the risk women are taking.
Well, those are the women that shouldn't be having sex if they're going to do that.
But they are, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. They are, and that's the way it is. Women who don't believe in abortion should stop fornicating.
Well, the pill was invented for women to use, not for it to be used against women.
Again, they are using it when they feel like it and not when they don't, and they're putting men in these situations. Now, again, I believe the law should be enforced, but the question is not whether the law should be enforced. The question is, I don't know what the penalty would be in the United States or in various states around the country, but in Sweden it was 18 months. And I'm willing to bet most guys would take 18 months in jail over 18 years of paying child support.
See, I understand that, and I think that the question is interesting for men. I just think that as opposed to 18 years of paying child support, that the 18 months in jail shouldn't be risking just a financial obligation. I think that that's what's really sad, that you would take jail time as far as beating financial obligations. And it's sad that it is an obligation within itself because you shouldn't be obligated to pay. Unfortunately, that's the law. Because there are women that can't support having a child.
But if the law... Look, again, we're talking Sweden. I don't know what the laws are here. But if your choice was 18 months in jail or 18 years of paying child support, I think most guys agree with me.
Well, as far as being a woman, if I was a man, I wouldn't risk the jail time. Because you don't know what's going to happen to you in jail. It could be a whole lot worse than just having to pay money.
Well, hang on. Let's see what Caesar says here. Caesar, what would you take?
Yeah, Tom, I would take the 18 months in jail right away. Because you know what? Right now, women, the way they have their mouth is like, you gotta, like, sometimes you feel like snapping them in half or something like that.
But why not just masturbate than having sexual intercourse if you know that that's the chance?
You know what? But the thing about it is, like they say, it takes two to tango. You know what? And both of us, both of the people are responsible for whatever they're doing. And I mean, you guys, like now these days, is like you guys have this mouth, like you guys keep on going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. And it's like, it's just ridiculous.
I don't know. So I find it ridiculous that you would go
you know what?
If something were to happen to the woman, somebody that you care about.
Yeah, but come on, you know what? It works both ways. You know what? The other person cares about you too. If you're not ready to have a baby, if the person says, you know what, I'm not ready for this, then you know what, you guys should understand where the person is coming from. You're screwed. I mean, do you think that's right?
I guess I'm just a different type of woman. I'm more the type of woman that Tom talks about. I wouldn't do that to a man. If he doesn't want to support the baby, it's my choice to have it. But I'm talking about if you were to give her the pill, what if it has some sort of lasting deadly effects on the woman? You're not only risking 18 months, you could be risking 18 years of being in jail.
I'm not suggesting that people do it. I'm saying if the penalty is only 18 months, I'm willing to bet that most men would take the 18 months in prison. Let me ask Josh this question. Josh?
Hey, what's up, Tom?
Not much, all right. 18 years of child support or 18 months in prison. What would you take?
You know, I say it depends on the woman, but 18 months. It was my ex-wife. 18 months, by far. Please. 18 months. Pelican Bay. Anywhere. Just not the 18 years. I got to put up with her.
What do you think, Aaron?
I don't know. I think that if that's your choice, then that's your choice. If you would rather do 18 months than 18 years of child support, then power to you. There are risks to being in jail, though, that I don't know if men are considering. You might be screwed over, but you could get screwed in jail.
Oh, most definitely, Aaron. But you know what? If the girl knows the guy doesn't want to have any kids, why? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, no, I'm keeping it. Then what's up with that? Like, okay, she was like, I'm on the pill.
Hey, we're on the air.
Yeah, watch your language.
Sorry. You know what I mean? That's wrong right there. Why do we have to do it? Because they lie because they want to have kids and try to trap us. That's not fair. And like Tom was saying earlier, almost every man, not maybe bitter, but learned their lesson. My ex-wife got married, treated her good, everything. She put her on me.
I don't know. I feel like if men are really...
Right before I was getting deployed to Iraq, she put her on me. Peace out.
Oh, boy. All right. I'm done. Done with the F word on the air. That's what I'm done with. Jesus. Oh, boy. This is a radio show. You can't say the F word. It should be obvious that you can't say the F word on the radio. Or I'd be saying it all the time. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Heather on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Heather.